Hey, what's up guys, it's Captain Card Magician. Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be teaching you my 3 favorite card forces. So all the 3 forces that I'll be teaching you today are very practical and I definitely think you should add them to your repertoire. So the card that I'm going to be using for the demonstration of these forces is going to be the Ace of Spades. So let's get into it. So this is what the first force looks like. This is the dribble force. So as I dribble through these cards, my spectator can say stop wherever they want. So let's just say they say stop right over here. So take a look at this card and it is going to be the Ace of Spades. Now this is how the first force is done. This force is known as the dribble force. So first, of course, you're going to take the forced card and place it on top of the deck. And now what you're going to do is cut about 3/4 of the deck into the other hand and the rest is going to go on top with a pinky break. Alright, so you want about 3/4 of the deck at the bottom and 1/4 of the deck at the top, and with of course a pinky break. And now what you're going to do is adjust your fingers to the way that you would normally dribble cards, right? So just place the first card away, check how you will normally dribble cards. This is how I dribble cards, where I keep my thumb on this corner over here and my pinky on the other, and this is how I normally dribble cards. Now you're going to use the same technique that you do for dribbling the cards normally for doing this force. So the only change is that this time you're going to have a break while doing it. So right now you have a pinky break, which is then going to turn into a thumb break, something like that. But you're going to adjust your thumb wherever you normally put your thumb to dribble the cards. I usually put it on this corner, so I'm just gonna adjust it and put it on this corner. Now make sure that you keep this gap over here as small as possible. I mean, of course at the start you might need a bigger gap, but as you keep practicing this you'll need shorter and shorter gaps. I usually just keep it something like this. And now you're just gonna dribble these cards normally, right? Like just how you would normally dribble the cards. Just start dribbling and you'll notice that these cards will stop dribbling when you come to that break. So they'll automatically stop dribbling, they'll come to a stop when you come to that break that you had earlier, right? So over here you have a pinky break, which is then going to turn into a thumb break, right? So I'm going to put my thumb where I usually do to dribble my cards. You might dribble it from the middle, right? So just keep it over here and then do the exact same thing, and again it's just going to naturally come to a stop. So just put your thumb where you normally do to dribble your cards. These fingers are just going to stay where they are, and now you are just in this grip with a very small break. Now at the start you might need a bigger one, but as you practice just keep making the break smaller and smaller. So about that much is fine, and make sure that the spectators are standing right in front of you, and adjust the angles accordingly, because you don't want the spectators to see this, right? You don't want them to see the gap. So just make sure that the spectators are looking at it from a top angle. And now you're just going to tell the spectators to stay stop whenever they like. And it doesn't matter where they say stop, because when the cards naturally come to a stop, even if they say stop a second later or a second earlier, the cards are basically just going to stop where you want them to stop. And now for example, you start dribbling these cards and the spectator says stop before you come to the break. So like you start dribbling and they say stop right here. Now what you're going to do is basically just let go of all the cards from the break like that, and this is all going to happen in one smooth motion. So you're here, you start dribbling these cards, stop right there. You're just going to let go of all the cards on top if they say stop earlier than the break, right? Now some people are worried about what if they say stop after I've passed the break. Now this doesn't happen at all, because you're holding about 3/4 of the deck in the bottom packet. You're dribbling 3/4 of the deck. Basically this is enough time for the spectator to say stop. You're not going to wait for so much time that you're going to pass about 3/4 of the deck and come to the last 1/4. Right? So just don't worry about that. And if you think that the spectator is not going to say stop instantly, and if you see the spectator as a heckler and they won't say stop that easily, and if they are a heckler, just dribble the bottom card slowly. So something like that, say stop wherever you want, stop right there, boom, give them the card, and it is going to be the Ace of Spades. Now this is what the second force looks like. So as I go through these cards, my spectator can touch any one card that they want. Let's just say they touch this one right over here. Go ahead and memorize that card, and of course it's going to be the Ace of spades. Now here's how the second force is done. This force is known as the spread cull force. So the method is exactly what you see in the name. You're going to use a spread cull to force the card to the spectator. So what you're going to do is take the spectator selection and you're going to place it either in the 4th position or in the 5th position. I like to put it in the 5th position because it gives me more cover, to cull the 5th card, but you can also put it in the 4th position. Now the way that it works is you spread through these cards, and now you're gonna come to the first card, which is the ace of spades, and you're gonna cull the card right over here. So it's at the bottom over here, and now you're gonna have the spectator touch any one card that they want. Let's just say they touch this one right over here. It doesn't matter what card they touch, but basically you have the card over here culled right over here. And now when the spectators touch a card, you're gonna break the cards exactly here. The forced card is going to be at the bottom, and this is the card that the spectator selected. What you're going to do is, using this hand, you want to square everything up, right? Not everything up, just square until the forced card lines up with the rest of the cards right over here. And now you're going to show the cards to the spectator, and it is going to be the forced ace of spades. And now what I love about this card control is it truly seems like the spectator has a free choice. They can touch any one card in the deck and it is always going to be the ace of spades. So the spectators just think that, yeah, there's no way there is a force, because the spectators selected any card that they wanted. They touched any card that they wanted. So one more time, I'm going to put this in the 5th position. I spread through, I see the 5th card, I cull the 5th card right over here, and then this is at the bottom, and then I have my spectator touch any one card that they want. Let's say they touch this one right over here. You break the cards where the spectators have touched the card. Right here, just square up until this card lines up with the deck. Show them the card, which is going to be the ace of spades. Now this is what the third and final force looks like. So as I just put some cards on the table, my spectator can say stop wherever they want. Let's just say they say stop right over here. Go ahead and memorize that card, which is of course going to be the ace of spades. Now here's how the final force is done. Now I actually have no idea what the name of this force is. I saw this force on Sean Devine's channel on his video of card forces a couple of months back, I think. And yeah, as soon as I saw it, I've just been performing it non-stop because it just makes so much sense. So yeah, how I originally saw the control, I think how it was meant to be the first time someone invented it was the card to be on top of the deck, and then you cut the cards and then have the spectator say stop wherever they want, and exactly after they say stop, you take the next, put that over there and show the next card. But what that does is it's not a sure shot guarantee that the spectators will say stop where you want them to say stop, right? So like for example, I just put like 2 packets here and they say stop, and then after that I have to place 1 more packet over here to then show the cards to the spectator, which just does not make sense. So to solve this problem, what this card force does is you place the forced card on the bottom of the deck right here, and then it follows the exact same method as how the first force is done. So just first cut about 1/4 of the deck into the other hand, place this on top with a break, and what you're gonna do is place about like 5 to 8 cards on the table and have the spectator say stop wherever they want. And now as they do that, it doesn't matter where they say stop. Like for example, if they say stop right over here, I'm gonna grab the next pile and show them the bottom card, right? So this just tackles the problem of the first force where you have to put an extra packet here to show the next card. Now because the card is on the bottom, it just gives perfect explanation of why you need to take this and then show the bottom card, because you are going to show the bottom card right over here. So that's why you need to lift another packet. So yeah, one more time, about 1/4 of the deck in the other hand, take a break, start dealing like 5 to 8 cards on the table, start cutting small packets. Let's say they say stop right over here, take the next packet, show them the bottom card, which is the ace of spades. So that was it for this video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, then make sure that you smash the like button, and if you want to see more videos like these, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to learn another really amazing card trick, that video is right over here. I'll catch you there.